Oh my good lord. I get a fuel tank up.
It did.
Yeah, bud. What's up?
Look at this thing.
Jesus Christ, don't be looking down the barrel of that. That's the Batman's grapple gun. Man, that thing's gas powered. That thing could blow your head off. So whatever you do, just make sure, whatever you do not press the red button. Oh no.
What? Did I do something wrong?
Technically, no.
Yeah, okay.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to We Can Fix It, to where if we work together we can fix just about anything. Today we're working on the grapple gun from the Batman animated series. And to start with, we got to get all the parts printed. Next we've got to prime all of the parts, so that way we can get ready to sand on them. And then the painting can get started. So I just put on about 3 to 4 coats, and I always do this on the prints that I'm doing now, of heavy build primer, and I get it from Rust-Oleum. And Rust-Oleum is a really good paint and primer, and so about 3 or 4 coats of that heavy coat primer, and when you go to sand it, you'll see a noticeable difference. It can fill in most of the imperfections on the print. Normally, sanding wise on this, it will be around 800 grit up to about 1200, 1500, 2000 grit sandpaper. You kind of have to stage it up as well. So you start with 800 in order to kind of cut all the imperfections out, get the primer down. Then you go back and prime it again. And the next step will be either, if it's still some bad imperfections, 800 again. If not, then you can step it up to 1,000, then 1,500, 2,000. It takes a couple of sprays of primer in order to get everything nice and smooth. After all the priming is done, then we get to painting. And I paint in groups. So anything black I'll just throw onto one side, and I'll paint all of that black, and then I'll paint all the red. I should have painted the silver end for the actual grapnel in the center of the gun, but we ended up using a Sharpie, a silver Sharpie, and kind of painting it in. And that looked pretty good, so we just left it like that. We also did a bunch of weathering after this, once we finally glued it all together. And you'll see that here in a second. So see, I'm going to get it right here. Give it a little bit of a silver run off. And then I can take this and I can...
Well, I mean, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
I know, but this is how you can do it. I wish it would be more of a... It gives it a random scars.
Mm-hmm. They are going to be faint.
That's the point. You don't want them heavy. You want them a little bit random. It's like this. I can just take and And all you're going to have is happy accidents. Because you don't know how it's been worn. You don't know what could have happened to it. How long he's used it for.
I mean, technically you do. I mean, technically you do.
I don't.
You've watched the show, right?
Shh. The only one I don't like is that right there. I don't mind the rest of it. It looks pretty good. I might have to fix that, but we'll see. There is nothing bad that you can do to this other than don't do anything at all, because it's plain then. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's technically meant to be kind of plain.
Ha! No, it's not.
I mean, it's an animation and it only gets showed once in a while.
But this is not animation. This is the real deal, boy.
Technically, you got this off the animated show. You can make it heavier around the corners.
That's the point. I'm going to make it a little bit more heavier around these corners. Maybe like this edge right here might have a really heavy run on it, where he's been using it for years and years and years. Hey, it's working. Hey, quit. There it is. Let's see here. I love doing this part. I love it. And the thing is it's just, you don't have to be perfect, because it isn't perfect. This right here is just a little bit more wilder than the other end. Maybe in this corner might have been scuffed up a little heavier. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I use the side. I don't like using the tip, because the side kind of makes it scar up, like that right there on the pin. Which you can do it with a brush. If you have, I don't have no silver paint at the moment. I could probably use something like a spray paint silver, but I just am lazy and I don't want to get out and go get it. And this right here corner is a bit scarred up, as you can see. So we're just going to fill that in like it had been hit.
Like it's been dented, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Now, even though I haven't really done props with the 3D printer, I did do the proton pack And I kind of learned a bit about, because the proton pack is supposed to look used anyway. I did learn a little bit about that. Not much, but a little. I'm still gathering all of my knowledge on how to do this properly. And I do realize not every corner needs to have something on it, but I just like to rough it up a little bit, make it look like it's been used. I mean, this sucker had been out for God knows how long. If you count all the episodes and bad guys in this, he's the one caught with this thing. Like them little scars like that, and that ain't, you don't even know why it might have been scarred like that. Maybe you know, he smacked somebody with it. So anything can be.
What about the inside? Don't you think that would be pretty scarred up with the metal roping and stuff flying out of it every once in a while?
Think I ran out. I did run out. She's dying on me. Another one here somewhere. That looks a little better. Well, just something that gives it aesthetic, make it look like it's been used. I like it. That looks pretty good. Not perfect, but hey. I know who owns it. Alright, let's stick this grapple gun right about there. That looks like she'll live.